Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Just wanted to upload a little bit of a update. Um, so I guess from the last video, these are actually the carbs off the 98 1200 XL. So I did go through with Mikuni rebuild kits and rebuilt these. This is the first time I've ever done this, so I'm learning as I go. But the needle in the seats, at first I wasn't going to replace them, and then I kind of looked at them. From what I researched, you're supposed to look for a little ridge on there to tell if they're worn or not. When I was trying to do a pop-off, I do think they were leaking a little bit, so I ultimately ended up ordering new ones. I ordered 1.5s, thinking with the spring I had, that would give me a pop-off of like 55 PSI. The factory, I believe, and what was in there, it was actually 1.2. I actually didn't see the marking until after I had ordered it. Which actually would give you a higher pop-off pressure. So I'm struggling on the pop-off pressure with these. So from what I read online and what I've seen, most jet skis seem to want a pop-off pressure of about 30 to 40 PSI. I did read at one point that some of these 1200s, it's a different block than this, but with some of these 1200s, this 98 in particular, basically I guess I had issues running rough idles. So I think from factory they put in smaller needles which had a higher PSI. So anyway, I did get it to fire with the 1.5s in there. It was running rough. The plugs are a little dark and seem a little wet, than like the golden brown that we're looking for, I guess. So I'm thinking it's running a little rich. From what I've read, it seems like if your pop-off pressure is too low, you'll get rich conditions, and if it's too high, you'll get lean conditions. I don't know. I don't really see many guys talking about adjusting the low and high speed screws too much on these. Again, from what I read, you're not supposed to tune these with open carbs without the air boxes on, but unless somebody else has some knowledge that I don't understand how you're even supposed to get to these low and high speed screws with an air box on when this is mounted on the motor. I mean, the only thing I can get to is your idle speed here. And I mean, that's even like blind going around under the airbox. So, I mean, you can definitely get to it, but it's definitely not easy to get to these screws when it's on there. So I'm thinking, from what I'm reading, it seems like these are more for fine adjustments anyway. The pop-off pressure really seems to be the key on getting these to run correctly. So, I mean, if anybody has any suggestions or has done anything like this of like what we're looking for. I mean, again, I read that it was higher on these from the factory, so I guess I'm going to go back with what the factory had and put it back together and see what it does. I guess that seems to be a good starting point. But I can't really find the spec of what exactly the pop-off pressure should be on these. I found good charts which talk to Sea-Doos. I've found a lot of them, like, in generalities, like, this is generally where you want to be, but like I said, these kind of seem to be somewhat unique on their pop-off pressure from what I've read, but I can't find the actual spec of what it is. So, anyway, it wasn't running right with the 1.5, so I ordered 1.2s, so I actually took these back off, as we can see. I did just break them apart, basically get the needle and the seats out. They're just loosely back together. I don't know. I'm hoping these will get here in a day or two, so maybe I can try to run them this weekend, but I guess we'll see what happens. So anyway, like I said, just wanted to give it a little bit of an update. I guess while we're here, on the reed valves on this one, I did redo the flaps and reshape the stoppers. There's like little rubber gasket looking things that go around the flaps on both sides of these reed valves. They looked a little worn on mine, and I didn't want to have any leaks, so I did put some Yamaha on there, just a little like RTV gasket maker. I used the Yamaha. Seems like it did good. I did bolt that on, so I still need to go through these carbs. I haven't messed with that yet. And then, so I think once I do the carbs and do that, this one should be ready to pressure test. And then I need to put the stator cover on and the exhaust, and I think this one should pretty much be ready to go in. I did pull the fuel tank out of that one since the block was out and I could get it out, so I need to clean that and get that back in there, obviously first, but I don't know, coming along, just working. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on the pop off on these carbs, I don't know, it would be greatly appreciated. Like I said, I guess I'm gonna go back with what factory had and see where that gets me and go from there. But if you guys have any suggestions or help, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Bye.